Join me as I take on the challenge of making delicious xiaolongbao from scratch. Let's see if I can nail it. Making xiaolongbao at home has become a staple for many adventurous home cooks, and for good reason. There's something genuinely satisfying about creating these delicate, juicy dumplings from scratch. Getting the dough right is one of the biggest hurdles people face when making xiaolongbao. It must be soft and pliable, yet still hold its shape when steamed. Another common challenge is achieving the perfect broth consistency. You want it to be rich and savory, not too thick or thin. And then there's the filling. How do you get all those flavors to meld together in perfect harmony? Some people struggle with wrapping the dumplings, bringing the edges to seal just so, and ensuring they're all uniform in size. And let's not forget about cooking them. How do you know when they're done to perfection, with the broth still intact? Despite these challenges, many of us are determined to master the art of xiaolongbao making. And that's precisely what we will do today. Don't worry if you've tried before and failed. With a few simple tips and tricks, you'll be on your way to creating these delicious little morsels like a pro. To start, you'll need a few essential ingredients, including ground pork, shrimp, soy sauce, and sesame oil. You'll also need some all-purpose flour, warm water, and a bit of sugar. For the broth, we'll be using a combination of chicken and pork stock, along with some ginger and scallions, for added depth of flavor. Let's look at combining all these ingredients to create our filling. Next, we'll need to make the dough. This is where things can get tricky, but don't worry. I'll walk you through it step by step. Once the dough is ready, we can start wrapping our dumplings, making sure to seal those edges nice and tight. As we steam our xiaolongbao, the anticipation builds. Will they turn out perfectly, with tender, juicy broth inside? The moment of truth arrives, and I take my first bite. Wow! The flavors explode on my palate. The broth is rich and savory, the pork and shrimp are tender and juicy, and the dumpling wrapper is soft and delicate. It's truly a culinary delight. Take a bite with me, and let's savor the flavor of this delicious xiaolongbao. As you can see, making them at home is not difficult, and the payoff is well worth the effort. With a few simple ingredients and some basic techniques, you can create these mouth-watering dumplings in the comfort of your kitchen. Thanks for joining me on this culinary adventure. I hope you've learned something about making delicious xiaolongbao from scratch. If you try this recipe, let me know how it turns out in the comments below. For more cooking inspiration, check out my other videos for recipe ideas and tips. Happy cooking!